If you had to pick only one ginger friend to be friends for the rest of your life,
Oh, that's really mean.
you have two choices.
That's really mean.
Prince Harry or Ed Sheeran? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have something epic and exciting. As you guys know, I love advent calendars, but we have a very, very special one, and I have James Blunt to join me. So thank you so much for joining me on this channel.
Thanks for having me along.
Have you ever unboxed an advent calendar, firstly?
Unboxed one?
Yeah, like, you know, like a chocolate one or like a beauty one.
I mean, I've definitely, as a child, I've had chocolate advent calendars.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've done that, but you haven't unboxed like anything different?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, that's good to know because I have made up a James Blunt advent calendar.
Exciting. and for the month that only has 3 days.
Well, no, this is special because it's like a vending machine, so like...
Great.
They all drop down, so...
Yeah.
We do have 12 questions to ask you.
Okay.
So I hope you're going to enjoy this advent calendar. So are you ready for day number one?
I am ready.
Okay. Door number one. You even have your face on each question.
Okay, sweet.
Okay. So, you've had many albums. Back to Bedlam, All Lost Souls, Chasing Time, Moon Landing, After Love. But your brand new album, Once Upon a Mind, launches on the 25th of October. I'm intrigued to see where the album name came from.
Well, first, I think it's amazing that National Album Day decided to celebrate my album. They would actually dedicate a national day to it, and that's remarkable, and I'm flattered and touched by that. As for the title, I suppose it's called Once Upon a Mind because I've just got stuff going on in my mind,
yeah.
And this is the story of that. You know, I suppose it's the mind's quite a lonely place. Back to Bedlam was my first album, and that's really about the isolation you feel in your mind, and this really captures stories about my life that I spend my time not being able to sleep about.
Oh, perfect. So you just got it all out on paper and then...
Exactly.
Perfect. Okay, door number two.
Do you not get any prizes or any chocolate?
Well, we were thinking about putting chocolate in, but
we just get questions out of this advent.
We just get questions and your delightful answers.
Okay.
Okay, question number two. Okay, this is my favourite question. So when I told people that I was doing this interview with you, everyone mentioned your Twitter. It's amazing how you can take negative comments and make it into such funny memes, and you kind of have a different edge on it. I just want to ask you, what would you say to the people out there who want to tweet about your album?
I think it's going to be hard for anyone to write anything negative about it.
Well, I think so too. By the way, Cold is an absolute banger. We listened to it on the way up, and I just love the lyrics to it. It's fantastic.
Sweet. Thank you. I mean, I think also when you do put music out, some people are going to like it and some aren't.
Yeah.
That's just going to be a reality. And if you put your head above the parapet in this world, in the art world in any way, you expect to get shot at a little bit. But I'm super excited about this. For me, it's a really deeply personal album about some things that have gone on in my life. My father's been a bit unwell, and at the same time I've got little children who are new, and I go away on tour for 18 months, and I leave that little family behind. And so I see the circle of life in front of me, and it's the most amazing inspiration. Some of it very dark and sad, and some of it quite celebratory. And so it's made for a really amazing album, and I think people will enjoy it. So yeah, if they can find anything negative about it, go for it.
But the thing is, there is a good side to social media. And you actually auctioned your sister off on eBay, but there's a fantastic story to that. Do you mind explaining a bit about it?
Yeah, totally. I was an eBay addict. It's a really good seller's market. You can flog any old rubbish on there. And I sold basically the entire contents of my flat because I was just about to go away on my first tour. And I came back to an empty flat. I lived above a dry cleaners on the Fulham Palace Road in Fulham, and my sister was there crying. She couldn't get to a funeral in Southern Ireland because the flights were on strike and the ferries were out of season. And I saw this as a great opportunity. I put her on eBay as a damsel in distress needs a knight in shining armour. You don't get to get my sister as such, you just get to be the hero who can take her, if you can, to this funeral in Southern Ireland. And a man, well, these men bid, and they happen to all be men, strangely. And one man won, and he had a helicopter so he could fly her to the funeral in Southern Ireland, and they ended up seeing each other, dating, and now they're married with 2 children.
Do you know what? It sounds like a movie. It's excellent.
Yeah, isn't it?
I think that's my favourite fact about you.
Yeah, I mean, there's always...
Apart from your songs, obviously.
Yeah, every silver lining has a cloud. I didn't get very much money for her. If I was hoping for a bit more.
What did the bit go for?
And so it would be crass to say the exact amount that my sister is valued at. But I had definitely hoped for a little bit more. I mean, I suppose not looking at her, if I was honest. But yeah. But anyway, it's a happy story for her.
Happy story.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, door number. I've got 3. We're on 3 now. Okay, next question for you. Explain the gram. So this is the part of this episode where I like to
explain
show you...
the gram?
Yeah, explain the gram.
Well, so you've been caught by the police?
No, I haven't, nor you. But basically, I'm going to show you some iconic photos that we've taken from social media and Instagram, and you have to explain what, where, and why the image came to happen.
That is me on a blow-up dinghy. Because I like to crowd surf, but I'm not very good at it, and so I've done it before. The first time I did it, the crowds parted like Moses and the Red Sea.
Oh, no.
And another time I did it, and I broke my finger. And when I got back on the stage, I hit the wrong key of the piano, looked at my finger, it was bent the wrong way, said to my guitar technician who handed me a guitar for the next song, I think I've broken my finger, and he's Glaswegian. He said, oh, well, you've got 9 others. And so I had to carry on that concert. Glastonbury, I jumped off the stage, crowd surfed, 80,000 people. I mean, I didn't touch 80,000 people, but there was 80,000 people out there thinking, wow, aren't I cool for a moment? And then I got back to the stage, the pyramid stage, at Glastonbury, and realised that stage was too high for me to get back up on.
Oh my gosh.
And worse than that, I looked at the guy, and I could see a guy on stage, and I said to him, help me, thinking he would help me get back up on the stage, and realised he was the BBC TV cameraman.
So he can help
Who was broadcasting to the nation as I looked down the barrel of the camera at the nation and said, help me. So that's why I thought I should go in the blow-up dinghy in this, because it's safer.
Do you know what? It makes sense. I think it's the first time I've ever seen anyone use a dinghy.
Yeah.
You're quite creative and
Thank
inventive.
you.
I love that.
And it's a Union Jack one as well.
And it's British.
Took me, I used social media to get me that. I put
But no one parted like the Red Sea when you
got about 50 metres out, and then they decided to ditch me.
Okay, next question, door number 4.
Oh, you do have more doors. This is exciting.
Yeah, but 12 of them.
God, this is quite a construction.
It is quite.
Have you ever had a job in Blue Peter?
No, but I would love to get a job on Blue Peter.
Yeah, I really think you could.
Okay, next question. Your friend circle is huge. From everyone from people in the TV industry, music, ambassadors, and also some very credible world leaders. But I have this very important question for you. If you had to pick only one ginger friend to be friends for the rest of your life,
that's really mean.
You have 2 choices.
That's really mean.
Prince Harry or Ed Sheeran? This is hard. This is so hard. Remember, you were at Prince Harry's wedding, and you just toured with Ed Sheeran, didn't you?
And and Mr. Sheeran just got married too, so his wedding too. Well, I owe Ed Sheeran a debt of gratitude because he did take me out on tour for 4 months throughout the States, and that was an amazing experience because he's one of the most amazing performers in the world right now, and so to get up on his stage, to play in his arenas to his audience was a huge honour, and so for that reason I'd choose him. Okay, door number 5. Next question. In your new music video, Cold, you're seen climbing out of the water and putting on the same t-shirt that was seen in your music video, Beautiful. Yeah. I kind of want to know, why did you do this? And if you could go back 15 years and tell yourself something that you know now, what would it be? I would probably say don't eat quite so many puddings, because to make this video I spent 2 days sucking in for the cameras to try and fit into the same clothes that I wore 15 years ago. Is it the same top? The same clothes, and weirdly, after I threw myself off that cliff 14 and a half years ago in You're Beautiful, I then took those clothes, I hung them up in my home in Ibiza on the left-hand side of the cupboard, and I have not worn them since. Wow. But I've literally seen them every single day. And then, as of 2 months ago, we discussed making the video for Cold and how this album feels like it is me making my way back to shore, having been lost at sea for however many years, because this, as I say, this is a deeply personal album like the first. So it made sense to have a continuation from the first video. You're beautiful. And I said, I've got the clothes still. And they're hanging up in my cupboard. And so I come out of the water, and I'm wearing the same trousers, and I find the same possessions, the same ring, my same house keys, and I get up there and put on the same jacket, and it's just been waiting for me, and I feel like I'm back home.
Got your mojo back, got your clothes back on.
Exactly.
Brilliant. Door number 6. Oh, explain the ground again. So I have another photo to show you, which you need to tell us all what was going on behind this photo. You and the stick.
Yeah, I've been on Top Gear a couple of times, and
that was a very rainy day, wasn't it, that one?
Yeah, I always there when it's raining, annoyingly. I was really trying, because it's raining, so it's quite hard to necessarily get the fastest lap when it's wet. So what I really thought I'd try and do is at least if I could roll the car, maybe that would make for good TV. And I didn't quite do that, but I did manage to tear a whole wheel off it. So I've got a great picture of the Stig and I changing a wheel together, which is kind of quite a high claim to fame, really.
Oh, I love that. That's so cool. I love to do Top Gear. I quite like my cars as well. Okay, what door are we on? We're on number 7 now. Okay, next question. You're now a pub landlord.
Yeah.
Wow. I just thought the story behind you buying the pub and basically renovating to its former glory is just amazing for your community.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you host karaoke nights, or do you whack your guitar out and start singing You're Beautiful to everyone?
No, the staff specifically asked me not to sing. And I have said it before, but we only play my music. We always play You're Beautiful 5 minutes before closing time, just to clear people out. But it is an amazing thing to have. I love having a pub. If we go out in the town and people say, hey, what should we do? I say, hey, I own a pub. So we go to my pub. And
do you have lock-ins?
We do a fair whack. I've really enjoyed making a pub. Even the building of it was amazing. This was my local. I've had a little house around the corner for 14 years. It was going to be turned into flats, so I bought it. We used to call it the Fox and Unpleasant because it was so disgusting. But now it's the Fox and Pheasant, Chelsea, in London, and I'll see you there. And it's really cool. I mean, making it was really amazing experience. So I was in Soho House in Berlin, and I went to the loos there, and I used the loo, and I thought, this loo is amazing. I really want this loo in my pub. So I stepped back from the loo, took a photograph, and as I did, a guy walked in and saw someone taking a photo of a loo and thought, that guy is weird. And then he recognized me as, oh my God, you're that guy that sings that song. That's a German accent I'm trying to do. So anyway, here I am telling you the story about me photographing a urinal, but he is somewhere else in the world telling the same story.
Really?
Saying, I found James Blunt, he's like a urinal fetishist, taking pictures of this loo he'd just used. But anyway, it's the loo. I've got them from America, we've shipped them in.
Is it the one that shoots water in your...
No, it's not.
No, not one of those.
If you come on down, I'll show you the loos.
I'm very much looking forward to seeing your loos.
Great.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to come. Right. Door number 8. Okay, so on Saturday, the 12th of October, it was National Album Day, and your first album, Back to Bedlam, sold 11 million copies worldwide and top charts all over the globe. Which album and artist would you say has influenced you a lot in your career?
I really love music. When I started out, I really loved music and was gravitated towards music from the 70s. Not so much now, actually. This album is just my own little thing, because the songs are much more personal, I suppose. But I love the 70s, and from people like Paul Simon and Lou Reed and Leonard Cohen and Cat Stevens and bands like Fleetwood Mac. But I think the person who's had the most influence on me was a guy who set up a management firm himself, having been kind of done over by his own management firm. He set up a management firm called Rocket Music, and his name is Elton John. He took me out on my to tour with him. So my first ever show with my band that I currently have, we played to 50 people. And the next day, we played to 50,000 people at Ipswich Football Stadium, and we toured around the UK supporting Elton. And for not only the musical influence, but the support he's given, I feel very lucky to have known him.
Door number 9. Okay, last explain the gram. So I have a final photo to show you to explain what's going on. So this is you back in your heyday.
Yeah. This is in Vehicle 30. That
Wow.
I think is probably in Macedonia, just before we pushed in to Kosovo itself as part of a bombing campaign to try and bring peace and stability to a country where they were all murdering each other.
Oh, would you say that your army days has influenced your music today? Or like in your any song?
Yeah, definitely. On my first album, I had a song called No Bravery, which is about the Kosovo War and really applies to most wars. It's about how civilians always get killed far more than soldiers do, really.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have a song like Same Mistake. I talk about my experience as a soldier. Even Bonfire Heart on a couple of albums ago talks about the loyalty of soldiers in it. So yeah, and you know what? Weirdly, I was in a troop of soldiers. We travelled in the world in a bunch of, our little tanks. We all looked after each other as a team. We were experts in our field. And now I kind of do something similar. I've got a band and a crew. They're all experts in their fields. We look after each other and we rely on each other. The countries we go to are slightly safer. And the tank I live in is slightly more comfortable now. It's called a tour bus and it never runs out of beer. But the camaraderie is in many ways similar.
Oh, amazing. I bet it was great with Ed and doing that all over again.
Yeah, that was a whole different experience.
Next question. Oh, this is one for my viewers. So I've had a little bit of an internet stalk on you and I've noticed that your hairstyles have dramatically changed until like today. Like when you're on the GQ red carpet, you look quite swish and your quiff was all perfect.
Thank you.
I was just wondering, do you have any go-to favourite beauty and skincare products?
Yeah, I do. In the mornings, I get in the shower and I like to use soap. And when I brush my teeth, I normally use toothpaste, specifically Colgate.
And let me guess, you put water on your face?
Yes, I do.
Oh, so that's the beauty regime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice and basic, I quite like it. Okay. Door number 11, we're almost there. We're almost at the end. Okay, this question is about a story that you once told, and it's about Goodbye My Lover. I heard that you wrote it on your landlady's house on a piano she kept in the bathroom.
Yeah, true story. Her name was Carrie Fisher. She is a Princess Leia from Star Wars, and she remarkably let me live with her whenever I've written and recorded in America. And on my first album, with Back to Bedlam, we won quite a tight budget, and in the studio I was working in, we didn't have a piano, and I really wanted to record Goodbye My Lover on a piano, and so I said to my producer, hey, let's just go back to where I'm staying. Carrie's got one in her bathroom, which is just...
Why was it in a bathroom?
That's what they do in Hollywood, they're all like that.
All in the bathroom.
And I guess because the acoustics are good, you sing in the shower, don't you?
Oh,
and in Hollywood, they just stick a piano in the bathroom. And so yeah, I went in there and played Goodbye My Lover, and that's what you hear.
Brilliant. And also, is there any, from the new album, is there any tracks that you have any weird stories that you wrote them in a weird place, or?
Not really. I mean, I suppose I did all my music previously in Los Angeles. Now that Carrie's died, I can't go and stay there anymore. So I did go back there to write some and record some music on my way to the studio when I was just there for the first time, not staying at her house. I did decide maybe I should go up to the house and pay my respects, really, in many ways. I went back and got out of my hire car and put my hand up on the gate and kind of, shed a tear and said, I miss you so much, Carrie. And as I did, 3 tourist buses pulled up. They have star map buses, which,
really?
You go to the map, the maps of each people's celebrities' houses. These star map buses pulled up, and you could hear on the microphone, and on your left, you'll see the late, great Miss Carrie Fisher's house. And as you can see, some fans are still deeply moved by her passing. And that was me crying on that gate. And I thought, thank you. Great timing.
Oh, did you realise it was you?
I hope not.
Well, I know now. Okay, last door number 12. I hope you enjoyed this.
Yeah. Is the 12th is the last one? Is the 12 days of
12 days of Christmas.
I get you.
Usually
there's so much thought has gone into this.
Oh, well.
Really, if I had the Blue Peter badge, I do actually have one, but I just didn't bring it with me.
I actually do this on my channel. This is what I do. I've
really?
boxed advent calendars, yeah.
Always?
Always, yeah.
Wow.
Big hit every year.
Yeah.
Subscribe. Okay, last question. So, once upon a time, I personally, I did a law degree. I thought I wanted to be a solicitor, and I worked in the job for 3 months and hated it. And I actually turned to making videos is like my safety. That's what I enjoy doing. So I did a massive U-turn in my career. You kind of did the same way in the army. You did the army, and then you went into your music career. I was just wondering, is there anything else you would have done apart from music?
I think probably not. I mean, I'm, as you know, a pub landlord now, and I really love that. I think if I hadn't done music, I probably still would have stayed in the army.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you know, it's I suppose just the teamwork in it I really did gravitate towards. But I had a dream to do music, and it would have been really sad to reach old age and not pursue that dream.
So I guess when you hit the point where you're like, oh, do I take this full time? Like, what gave you the courage to do that? Because I personally had to quit my job to do this, and it's worked out. Luckily, it's worked out. But it's the same for you. But what gave you that courage?
I think I had told so many people that I was going to be a musician that eventually they told me to please stop talking about this and go
and do it.
And do it. So I thought I talked myself into a corner.
That's brilliant. Well, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me on this channel.
Thank you so much for your incredible, the time and effort you've put into this as well.
No worries.
Really sweet of you.
No problem. So that camera, that camera, that camera. Tell us what you got coming up.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Definitely. National Album Day, 25th of October, which is when my album, Once Upon a Mind... Why are you laughing?
It's the 12th, darling.
No. 25th of October, National Album Day. The whole nation celebrates Once Upon a Mind by James Blunt. And do you know what? I'm going on tour as well.
Yes.
I'm going on a world tour starting on Valentine's Day. That'll go down well with the wife. Yeah, around the UK, Europe, come along.
Perfect. I'll pop everything down in the description so you guys can find it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.